could never be an astronaut. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, you gotta talk like you're normally talking.
Hello, hello.
This is an audio test.
I'm so uncomfortable.
Why are you like...
It feels as if it's very disorienting.
You're leaving.
It feels like I'm in like a sensory deprivation tank. It's making me uncomfortable. I feel nauseous. Can I stop? You do it. No, stop. You look, you're cheating. Oh my God, you cheater face.
And this week, we talk about... I actually couldn't see a thing. We have a summer sale that we give you the recap on how that did or didn't do. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know, scary stuff. We also go over the dashboard for Wandering Aimfully is finally launched. Hooray! And we talk about what's next. What are we working on the next couple weeks?
You know what's funny about what you just did?
What?
When you force me to do the recap, I have to like clap in order to remember what we did and stuff. It's a weird thing.
And
you just did it.
and stuff?
And stuff. Guys, we did it! We do not have to do another weekly check-in where we talk about how hard it is, or how challenging it is, or how much it sucks. Well,
Everything's easy now.
Well, yeah, exactly.
It's just like...
We're probably gonna have more of those in the future. But the point is, for this week at least, we are in a really good place because we just got everybody moved over into the brand new Wandering Aimfully member dashboard.
Man, oh man, it has been a journey. As the person who has been looking through every single issue and bug and CSS issue, whew, it has just been quite an adventure.
How does it feel now that people are in there?
Well, now I just have all the feelings of like, okay, we built the thing, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that we have a functioning, running, profitable business from it, you know?
Of course, but
I know this is just the way that my brain works.
Okay, well make it work differently because
I'm excited for margaritas, I'm excited for flowy dresses, and I'm gonna partay. I'm going to Miami.
Can you do a couple emojis like pop, pop, pop? And it's like all the party emojis.
Yeah.
And like a margarita.
Thanks. There goes
and
my
like
night.
a dancing girl.
There goes my night.
I feel differently. I feel
like a natural woman.
This is a major milestone in the project. It is the thing that has taken up the focus. And you know, there are still gonna be things that we need to update and bugs we need to fix, and there are a couple of features that we had to push back a little bit, so we're still gonna be working on those things, but it just feels like a huge like notch in our belt to be like, okay, like we did that, we got there, and now we can shift focus a little bit, you know, to all the other things we need to do to launch Wandering Aimfully publicly, but this is a huge undertaking. Like, do you realize that in a matter of less than 8 weeks, like I wrote that to the community in Slack this morning, it's like, this whole thing just started out as like wireframes in Adobe XD, which is a program I didn't even know 8 weeks ago. So to go from just an idea and a meeting, like you can go back and watch that first unedited product / business model meeting.
Jury's still out, jury's still out.
And you can hear about what we were talking about wanting to make the experience like a software product and really, you know, make it easy for people to search through our things and customize their experience. So that idea, learning a new program, creating wireframes, being a UX designer, which I'm not, designing those, getting a developer on board, getting them to create it, getting people in there. Do you realize that?
Man, we should just made a Pinterest board. That's like all my brain thinks about now is like, it's so simple. I mean, it does exactly what we wanted to do. And I think about how much time we spent and how much money we spent. And like all my brain is just like, but should we just like done a different version of this? I'm like, why are you doing that, brain? Don't do that.
Why would you do that?
Don't blame me. Don't blame me. Don't blame me, Jason. Blame my brain. Yeah. But no, I do feel a sense of relief. In all truth and honesty, I'm very excited. It's also really fun to see people getting in there and seeing their actual photos. We have other people. And I just think this thing is going to evolve. And that's what I keep telling myself too, is like, we got to this first phase of this, but because we're building a custom one-of-a-kind thing, it has to evolve. We have to learn how people use it, what they actually want from it. We kind of went with what our version of it would be, but I think it's gonna evolve as we get paying members in, and that's just gonna change, and we have to be willing to have that kind of happen and be open to that.
That is a huge thing that I feel like we've learned from many years of launching many things, is that early on, when you haven't launched very many things, this launch date or this like thing, this day when it becomes real, you feel like that's the finish line, and you realize that that's the starting line. Like that's the starting gate. And so that is one thing that I've realized is, yeah, it's fun to celebrate and be like, people are in there and, you know, that's great and everything. But like, this is just the beginning of what that's going to evolve into. And we're not even to the place where we're launching publicly Wandering Aimfully. And when we do that, that's going to be the starting gate of, you know, figuring out how to market it and sell it and all these things. So that's a little piece of advice as well. If you're launching anything, you know, that's just the starting gate. It's not the finish line.
Guys, and girls. I say guys, it's everybody. It's just an all-encompassing human thing. Because animals don't watch this. At least I don't think.
I mean, Plexico watches stuff sometimes.
That's true. Anywho, we talked to you guys about a little summer sale we were doing, I believe 2 weekly check-ins ago. If we didn't, we did a summer sale. And
I know we did, because remember, wasn't that the meeting where we said, hey guys, do you want us to record the Saturday meeting? Wasn't that the meeting?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Here's where we are. We did a summer sale of Imperfect Writer, and it was anybody who had signed up for the free email course but had not purchased, which was just under 100 people, and Better Branding course, and there were about 500-ish people who had been through that email course and had not purchased. And we basically decided to say, we want to go on this trip in July, but we don't want to pull money out of savings for it. So if these things make enough of the money to pay for that trip, then we're going to do it. And that number was $2,500. And Caroline?
Did we do it?
Did we do it?
No, we did not.
No, we did not.
But
I had a conversation with my buddy Caleb when we went to LA this past weekend.
Yeah.
And I think this is such a hopeful, inspiring thing for you watching this, is that we've been doing this for a while.
Yes.
It's a sizable amount of people on both those email lists, and we did not make $2,500. That was our goal.
That seems more hopeless than hopeful.
But I just want it to be, I hope it's a moment of relatability.
Relatability.
Where there's not always these like $10,000, $20,000 launches of things or sales or whatever. And we've certainly had that in other ways, but this one, it was very thrown together. It was very last minute. There was not a lot of lead up. And it frankly didn't work very well.
Yeah, I think we ended up making about, well, I think Better Branding course made.
Let's not say who made what.
Well, if it was the other way around and you made more, you would say that.
I know.
So
let's go ahead and say what we made.
Overall, we made about $1,800.
90% of that money was from Better Branding course.
Right. But the point that I was trying to make is, it's not like we didn't make money. We made, you know, that would be a great launch to some people. But it's also, I think the point Jason's trying to make is, it's not as easy as people would like you to believe, where you can just basically have a list that went through an email course. So it's not even like a completely dormant list. Like they've had value delivered to them or whatever, but you can't just send out 3 emails and think that you're gonna have this like multi-$1,000 launch, which we didn't truthfully expect. We would have been really happy with 2,500. It ended up being about what I thought it was going to do. But it was one of those things where with your finances, if you want to go on a trip and you don't want to pull from savings, that's the cool thing about having your own business and having products, is that you can give yourself these little challenges and say, hey, is there a way that I can reconfigure products, do a sort of side sale, do whatever to try to make this extra cash? So it was kind of fun for us to do that. And are we going to go on the trip?
So our goal was $2,500. We only made about $1,800. And we kept talking about this, like, but are we gonna actually let this make the decision? And I decided, like the night after the sale was over, I was gonna email someone that we had been doing a one-on-one kind of call thing with for a year. And I was gonna see if they wanted to re-up, because it worked really well for them. They were very easy to work with. And I was like, if they're in for this, it's probably gonna be a no-brainer. So I wrote an email on my phone late one night. I hit send. The next morning I woke up and they said yes. And so I was like, you know what? There's the money for our trip.
Yep. And
so that's how we kind of made up for the difference and didn't just say like, let's just do it anyway. I was like, no, let me try and find something else to fill this gap, because we really wanted to fill this gap.
By the way, shameless plug, inside Wandering Aimfully, we have a course called Make Money Making, which is that exact principle, which is if you learn to look at your creative gifts and all of your talents as these various different ingredients that can bring other people value in exchange for money, how can you put them together into different recipes in order to get that revenue? And so this was a perfect example. Like, you know, on the one hand, we made product revenue using our courses, but on the other hand, we have skills that people find valuable for coaching work and for accountability work and things like that. So Jace, all you have to do is ask, you know, and Jason did exactly that and find, of course, the right people. And so we're gonna go on a little trip this summer with our 2 friends to
And obviously
Mexico.
we're gonna vlog about it, and there's gonna be lots of vlogging.
And there's gonna be just like glamour shots and like
GoPro,
slow motion footage.
all kinds of stuff. Probably won't even bring a camera, so sorry.
Maybe we will. So now that the dashboard is not done, but live, what are we going to do now in order to prepare for the launch? Did we set a revised launch date? I think we did.
Tentatively, yes.
Okay,
I believe
but you don't want to say yet.
It's the week of June 20th, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
That's our tentative launch date. There's a lot of things that have to happen before we can launch because we don't even have an existing front-facing website. So what's next? Next week, as of recording this video, is the first week of June, which will be Content Migration Week. So we do actually have a couple days here before that where you need to finish design, but we've talked about design so much that I feel like we just can't talk about it anymore.
We can't, we're
Sorry.
not allowed.
We're gonna be focusing on content migration next week, which we've talked about a little bit, but next week we're actually like diving into it, and we will be doing all of that work. So that's kind of the big kahuna for next
That's
week.
going to be a lot of Airtable stuff, a lot of organizing stuff, a lot of editing blog posts, a lot of migrating things into WordPress, like all kinds of different
Yep.
stuff.
So next week is migration, and then the week after that will be kind of launch and marketing plans.
Right.
So what that's going to look like, probably writing sales emails.
Sales emails, we'll start talking about the show, how we want to roll that out, how many of those we want to get in the hopper.
Hopper.
Hopper. Hopper.
The hopper! The hopper!
Hopper.
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 Hopper!
Shut up!
Do you remember those commercials?
Yeah, everyone remembers those commercials. Is
In
that
the
company
hopper.
still in business?
I don't know. I hate. How catchy that commercial is.
Oh, I'm gonna use that clip over and over. The idea is with all of this, as you've probably seen, like we're just trying to get to each next step and see how things go and then get to each next step. There's a lot of stuff that we can do, but we're trying not to overwhelm ourselves. We know it's not gonna be perfect. And also like it's coming up on the summertime. We don't wanna be cooped up inside 12, 14 hours a day on our laptops. We want to be able to create and go and take breaks and come back and do things. So we'll see how it all goes, but that is the plan. We're kind of looking at the next 2 to 3 weeks from here and nothing beyond that. We have no plans beyond that. So we'll kind of see how things go and we will keep you up to date per these weekly check-ins and other things.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. That's just a good piece of advice for kids out there. You know what? You wrap it up.
The monkey emoji.
No, I mean like videos. Like shut your like you're done with videos. Close them down.
Wrap it up.
Just wrap it up.
I don't know how comfortable I feel with all that.
Well, that's how we're doing it this week. So bye.
Is that how you say Henry in French?
Yeah. all right.
Really?
Yeah.
That's where that comes from?
Yeah.
How do you spell it?
Same.
With the Y too?
Yeah.
All right. Can you say it? You're so good at French. Can you say it?
No. No.
Can you say
No.
bonsoir?
No.
Did I do that right?
No.
Can you say that?
Como se dice?
Can you say
Como
that?
se dice?
Can you say that avocado toast that I have trouble ordering at the French bakery? What is it? What is it? Tartine de avocado. What is it?
I'm just gonna.
get so
all I'm gonna do is
embarrassed.
cut this together of all of you just going. Can you say it? What is it? Can you say it?
Can you play French music in the background and do it black and
I
white?
don't know.
And can you put a beret on me? Please.
Wow, we have our new producer of these videos. Yeah.
Okay.